So we are here to do the kid episode.
Yeah, episode 3.
I just
episode.
can't remember what's going on anymore.
Episode 7. Episode 7 of the whole thing. Episode 3 of this month.
Yeah, but it's video 72 that we've made. We've had so many technical difficulties, and then it's been nuts. But we are here for the kid episode, which I have found out is everyone's favorite episode. Which I think is so funny to have these little kids come in. But we're really excited about the 3 that we have today. We are gonna have Sydney, we are gonna have Scarlett, and we are gonna have Benny. Come join us.
3 different personalities, 3 different
stages in life. Yeah. The way that they just kind of deal with
also
it. Also
different ways of approaching things too, different ways that they go about.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so every episode, we are going to start off with our 2 truths and a lie. So this is other jobs that we have. So our main jobs right now are to be martial arts instructors, for sure. But we have done other jobs. And so we have worked, some of our 2 are a truth, 1 is a lie. So 1 is that one of us worked at a daycare. 1 is that one of us worked as a dog walker. And the other one is that one of us has worked as a PE teacher. So,
what do you think it is?
What do you think?
Yeah, so think about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're just going to dive into the kids and we'll just see what they have to say.
Yeah, just let them do the talking.
All right, so our first guest today is going to be Sydney. Sydney, can you tell us how old you are?
Oh, I'm 10.
You're what?
I'm 10.
She's 10. Okay, perfect. Good start. What belt are you?
I'm a brown advanced belt.
Brown advanced. And there's something exciting happening in the next few weeks. What could potentially be happening?
I will be getting my recommended book.
Yeah, testing for recommended. Yeah, it's a big month.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you started? You gotta speak up.
I don't know.
Okay, probably 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8 probably.
I want to say it was first or second grade.
First. Yeah, that's 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I said 7 or 8. So first or second grade.
Like 7. Yeah, about 3 years. This sounds all right.
Okay, cool. And can you tell us why you started or how you started? What was the interest there?
Well, I thought that I wanted to do something other than what I was doing before, so...
What were you doing before?
Gymnastics. I didn't really want to do that because
Yeah.
it was a bit stressful.
It's a bit stressful. Yeah. I could see that for sure.
Do you know what we're talking about this week? Or this month, I should say?
Goal set?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to ask you a few questions, and I know you have notes with you. If you need to recall anything, you can.
Yeah, you can put your notes up here.
It's okay.
We have ours.
Yeah, we have ours. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so we're talking about goal setting in Taekwondo, and so everyone's supposed to set 3 goals, 1 for school, 1 for home, and 1 for Taekwondo.
Okay.
What ones have you set for yourself?
For school, I want to get good grades. And for home, I want to help my family more. And for Taekwondo, I want to do well at belt testing this month.
Okay. So those are pretty vague. So we're gonna dive in and go on one more. So how would you say your grades are right now? How do you think you could improve? Do you put a lot of effort in? Do you ask a lot of questions? Do you think you could ask more questions? I know sometimes in elementary school, kids go really, really fast when they're working, and then they make silly mistakes. But so what do you think is the one spot specifically you think you could work on?
Well, I think I'm doing good right now, but I think maybe get better at knowing how to do fractions better.
Oh, fractions!
Yeah,
fractions are hard. Fractions are
I'm
tough.
not good at fractions.
I know, and then when you go from fractions to percentages, it gets...
Oh yeah, we're doing both of them, decimals and fractions.
Yep,
decimals and fractions.
Gets a little nuts.
What grade are you in? 5th grade. Okay.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So then, so home, help your family more in what sense?
Maybe do more chores because sometimes I'm just locked at my room doing homework.
Do you have any chores that you do right now?
Sometimes I'll help my dad with the dishes. I take the garbage out, and I never really do anything with the dogs much. So maybe more of that.
There you go.
Yeah, work with the dogs a little bit more.
What kind of dogs do you have?
French bulldogs.
French bulldog. Awesome. I had a question. Oh yeah, do you have any other pets?
Oh yes, I have a bearded dragon.
Oh, what's your bearded dragon's name?
Cookie?
Yeah, except she changed it 6 times. So when she first got it, it was Cutie.
Okay.
And then it was Tangerine. and then we went.
Mango.
It was
and then
mango.
It was cookie, and then it was cutie, and now it's cookie.
Cookie. I mean.
So when are we planning on changing the Bitter Dragon's name again?
I don't know. Sort of random.
Whenever the inspiration sparks.
Every other day.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. How? So you say you want to like get better at fractions, or help around the house more. How are you gonna work towards those? What are some steps that you think you could take to help improve at fractions, or to help around the house a little bit more?
Maybe for the fractions, maybe like start studying them and like do them a bit more instead of just in school.
Okay.
Because we don't really have that for homework that much.
Okay, so that's something you do in
We
class.
have like grids or something. I don't know. It's confusing.
But yeah, give yourself some extra time on your own.
Okay,
that's good.
What are some other? So we talk about goal setting all the time in Taekwondo. So like when you're working on your splits, which I already know you're really good at. That was not a good example. But if you're trying to get like your kicks higher, or you're trying to get better stances, or slow down on your form, that's one for you. What are some other ways, like other things you've done or other activities you've done where goals have helped you? Like, have you tried other sports? Have you tried other activities?
I did soccer for a little bit. I don't do that anymore, but when I did do that, I listened to what they were saying, and I got hurt every once in a while, but I got better at doing that.
Nice. Did you have like a goal for yourself in like practices, or did you more set your goals for like a game, or did you just kind of go out there and just like went crazy?
Sort of that.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I sort of do that all the time.
So are there any times that you can think of where you may have set a goal for yourself and you just didn't accomplish it, you didn't achieve it?
Well, when I was doing gymnastics, I wanted to like be a good gymnast and like go far with that, but I didn't do that.
Okay.
So
how did you react to like not accomplishing that goal you wanted? Did you get really upset about it, or?
No, not really.
Move along.
Was Taekwondo a reason that you didn't get upset? Like, do you think if you didn't have Taekwondo, you might have been a little more upset about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like finding something new.
Yeah, but I actually had something to do other than doing that. So.
Yeah,
that's good.
Totally.
Yeah.
You struggling to read my handwriting right now?
I am. Okay, so let's say you have a goal, right? So we have goals for home, we have goals for school and stuff. So let's say a goal for home. Do you think you're the type of person who like, do you need a physical chart on the wall that like helps you check it off like a calendar? Do you need mom and dad to just remind you? Do you think you just kind of wake up and you're like, all right, once I told myself every day I'm going to help with dishes, I'm going to do it? You just haven't told yourself every day that's what you're going to do? What do you think is your strategy?
Yeah, I think if I do that, and maybe just, like when I was doing like chores more, I would just put a sticky note and just write something on it and then just stick it on my forehead, and then I'd wake up and be like, why is this thing on my forehead? And then I'd take it off every day.
That's an interesting. I've never tried that before. That's
interesting. You never come off your head while you're sleeping?
No, surprisingly not.
I sleep on my sides,
arms
like
almost
on my
have.
face.
Me
so,
too.
like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work for me. Maybe if I put it on the pillow.
Yeah.
But then I'd probably
The
give
sticky note
myself.
doesn't come off, but my arms almost do.
Oh.
Your arms come off when you sleep?
No, I like move around like
Oh,
crazy.
gotcha. Like a whirlwind. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I do the same.
I feel like it would give me a paper cut too. Like how much I like move in my sleep.
Yeah, well, I move in my sleep too much. My friends always
So like
joke
if
that
I was laying on the pillow and the paper, the post-it, it would like, I'd move and it would like.
Yeah. My friends always joke that I practice my Taekwondo in bed because I'll have a completely made bed and then I'll wake up and my sheets are thrown all over the place. Yeah.
That's very funny. Okay, what are some ways you think that maybe you could tell other people like to help set goals for themselves, or what do you think the importance of it is?
I think if you do want to do something, then you should try to actually do it instead of just doing it and then putting it off like I sometimes do.
Okay. And then what do you think? Do you think your goals at 10 were different than your goals at 8?
Yes, I think so.
You think so? And do you think they're going to be different from your goals when you're 12?
Yes.
Yeah, why do you think so?
Because I'll be older and probably a bit more experienced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
Do you have I had one that I was thinking about. No, I had one that I wanted. I was like, I'm gonna ask this at the end, and then Hey, I just lost it. But
This is the end.
what?
I'm
Well,
like,
we can keep going.
Yeah.
You got anything else here? What did you
Yeah.
write down?
I don't know. I don't know what I wrote down. I can't read my own.
Do you have
Give us-
anything about
give us-
goals that you want to add to?
No.
No?
I don't. No. I can't think of anything. So.
How do you think Taekwondo specifically has helped your goals improve?
I think I've become a bit more like respectful to everyone.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay. Do you think, like when you were younger in gymnastics, like I know gymnastics, they do set goals for you, but I don't know if the coaches check in on you as much. Whereas, okay.
Yeah.
Whereas Taekwondo, so do you
Check
think
in
it's
all the
more
time,
like
yeah.
the goals are set for you, but you also don't want to let down not only yourself but your parents and your coaches, so it makes you push yourself harder.
Yeah.
So having like someone else tell you to do it.
Yeah.
We used to Sydney and I spent lots of time together. We used to hang out after school together. And what was the first thing that happened when I first came to your house? What did we do that day?
We cleaned my whole entire room.
Cleaned the whole entire room.
Especially my closet.
I walked in, I'm like, what is this mess? And her dad was like, well,
Is
maybe.
this really your room?
Yeah,
Or is this a laundry pile?
it was awful. But then we went through it and we found out that there was a lot of things that she had outgrown and like
Mm-hmm.
had started it. And now every time I see her, she's like, hey, guess what? My room's clean. Oh, I moved my room around. Oh, I did that. And like, it's very funny.
I remembered it. Why do you think setting goals is important? And like, why do you think people should do it rather than just go through life without any goals? Kind of put you on the spot.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yes, you do.
You got it. Do you have any thoughts on why goals are important?
I think maybe if you do a goal, then you're more rather to do. I've said this already.
It's okay. You can repeat yourself.
Like if you actually want to do something, set a goal, because if you don't, then you might not want to do it.
Okay.
And if
So
you
let's
complete
say-
a goal, you feel
So,
better.
so there's so you feel better. I like that
Yeah,
one, like
that's
intrinsic motivation. That's good. So like there's two people in the world, right? So one of them sets goals
Mhm.
and then they achieve them. What do you think is going to happen to the person who doesn't set goals? Like they're going to go through life for sure.
Mhm.
What do you think the goal setters are probably going to end up doing?
Being better.
Being better, maybe just
Yeah.
achieving
living
Yeah, for
living
Achieving.
living
Living
their
your
best life.
right? All right. Well, thanks for coming today, Sydney. We definitely got some giggles. That was,
Oh, yeah.
that was a
That was
good.
Definitely.
Our pre-show was pretty giggly too.
Oh yeah.
Having the kids watch us run around like chickens with our head cut off.
Especially since we hadn't set up the room like
Oh,
we
yeah,
were supposed
that's
to.
fun.
Yeah.
Picked up phones that don't exist and
Yep. Just gonna call me out
we
like
got
that.
thrown under the bus. Good job. All right.
Because I knew about that.
I know. There was a phone case laying on the table.
That.
This guy.
Sydney knew it was a phone case. I tried to grab it and
And I'm
pick it
just
up.
like,
And she
waiting.
just watched me and laughed.
I'm just waiting.
It happens. It happens.
Waiting
So
for it to
It's
pick
okay.
it up. I'm just like, this is gonna be fun.
Oh man.
my gosh. Well, I
All
hope some of our guests later are gonna be as silly as this one. over
Oh
here.
yeah.
We have a joke, inside joke.
What?
Your nickname? Well, you have two nicknames
No.
that I call you.
No.
There's two. Actually, you partook in one of them when we called her. Well, actually, three. I would take it back. We called her the pretzel because she'd walk around like.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember
I
that.
remember that. That was a
Her
while
famous-
ago. Oh man.
And then I called her a monkey peanut for a really long time because she climbs on things like a monkey, but she was so like
And you put
small.
my hair in a bun. Told me to run around.
Monkey peanut. And then because she has so much energy and like literally just laugh the whole time you're with her, I call her Silly Shilly.
Silly shilly.
But I've put it out there that if anybody calls her Silly Shilly, then I will. So, because she don't want people
So
to.
don't do that.
She didn't want people to make fun of her. But I think it's funny. I think it's good. And then I found out too that her dad, who has the same last name, is where she gets her jokesterness from, was
Yeah.
also called Silly Shilly back in the day. So I'm like, it's meant to
Makes
be.
sense.
The legacy of the Silly Shillies is continuing on. Kind of like the Taekwondo legacy is continuing on. So
Yeah.
continue to kick butt and make people laugh. I think that's all you need in life.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming today.
Okay.
John. Bum, bum.
All right, we're gonna go with this method today.
Okay.
Did you start already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So our next guest today is my little friend named. What's your name? What's your name? Is it Delilah? Is it Allie? Is it Fred? Fred's her dog. He's pretty cute. What's your name? Just say it. Why? Because. Okay, this is Scarlett. And something that's super cool about Scarlett is, who's your mom? What's her name? Allie. And a cool little fun fact about Allie is that Allie and I were best friends when we were in the 6th grade, which I just like telling people. I don't know why. I think it's so funny. I think it's also cool because we were little when we met, right? Your mom and I. And now you and your sister are little, and you guys get to come and do something that your mom knew I did, when I was little. So now we get to just continue this fun cycle. Okay, can you tell us what belt you are?
Junior orange.
Junior orange, yeah, that's a good one. How old are you right now?
6.
6. And how old were you when you started Taekwondo?
I don't know.
When's your birthday?
On Halloween.
On Halloween, that's a good birthday. Okay, so you're probably 5 when you started because you've had a birthday since you started when you became a white belt. So some fun things to talk about and why we picked Scarlett is that because Scarlett has accomplished some cool goals in the last 6 months that she's been here. So the first time she went to go do her orientation, how did it go? When you did your little lesson with Mr. Sanan, did it go good? Do you remember? It did not go good.
No.
How do you think it went? You don't know.
Yeah.
We had some crying. So then Mr. Sanan had to come teach class, and I did your lesson. And then what happened? Still a long time ago. You don't remember. It's okay. And then she did it with us, which was super cool. And then we've had some issues with getting on the mat, huh? So for a long time, if there was a boy instructor, did you do good? Not so good, right? With me, she was fine. And then with my mini-me, what's my mini-me's name? Who's your other favorite teacher? Her hair color changes all the time, so I can't tell you what her hair color is. Do you forget?
She kind of looks like Missy.
Miss Ella.
Ella?
Miss Ella? Yep. So then she became friends with Miss Ella, so now you hang out with her, right? So we were minis all the way down. And now you're doing better with Mr. Campbell, right? So that's a goal. Mm-hmm. We're doing better. We still have a few teachers that we're not so sure about, right? But we still try. We still try to come to class when we get out there. So what's one goal you've set for yourself? Because we've been talking about goals you have for Taekwondo, for school, and for home. What's one goal you think is important to you?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so what's something
you want to do or get better at?
What did you say? I know that you and Mom were talking about something, specifically in Taekwondo. What's a kick you want to get better at?
Jump.
Jump front snap kick? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And why do you think that's someone you want to get better at? Do you think it's a cool kick? Do you think you have a hard time with it? Do you picked whatever kick and that was the one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of the above. Okay. What are some ways you think you're going to get better at it? Do you think you just have to come to class? Do you think you have to practice? Do you think you just watch a video? Do you think you have to listen to your teacher? What do you think?
We have to practice.
Okay. You say whatever you think is right. There's no right or wrong.
Do you think you're just going to practice just at Taekwondo, or are you going to practice other places? Whatever you think.
I don't.
You don't know. Okay. So I told your mom to think about strategies, and you asked me what a strategy was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're struggling and you have a hard time getting on the mat, the strategy is what helps you get on the mat. So generally, what helps you get on the mat? What do I have to do to get you on the mat?
Well, you pick me up.
I have to physically pick you up, pull you from Mom, and then what happens? Do you get on the mat and then you're fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally fine, right? Miss Ella does the same thing.
I think we'll have to leave that in the beginning.
Yeah.
How we got you?
Oh yeah.
How did we have to get you
in
to
the
sit
video.
down and in the video? What did Miss Ely have to do?
Pick me up.
I think you just like getting picked up. Do you just like being picked up and held? No, you don't like it. Okay, but forces you, right? Just that a little extra step. So that's a strategy, right? So as you get bigger, though, who's going to have to make strategies, me or yourself?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. Do you think when you're as old as Miss Yuli that
I'm going to have to pick you
someone's
up.
that she's gonna have to pick you up?
No,
No.
probably not. You're just going to do it yourself, right? Yeah, for sure. And I think one thing that was cool that Scarlett had put out there a few months ago too is that you had said you're really scared of this place in the beginning, and then what happened? Now you really what?
Like it?
No, you really like it. Yeah, you remember. So that's good, right? So you set your mom and dad set a goal, right? They said they wanted you to try it out. So we've had some struggles getting on the mat and getting your belts and all of that, but then once you get out there, you do a really good job, right? So you set goals for yourself, and we set goals like there was a few times you didn't want to get on the mat at all. Right? And then we had times where you cried, but then you got on the mat. Now, do you cry when you get before a class now? No. Even if you have a day where you're not really sure if you want to do it. I mean, you always want to do it, right? You just are not so sure about the teachers. Yeah. But now you set a goal, right? So the next time I saw you, I said, okay, we're going to try to not cry. So now you don't cry anymore, right? So now our next goal is probably going to be to try to do a class with every teacher. Do you think you're going to get there, or do you think it's going to be hard?
Hard.
It's going to be hard. Do you think you're going to accomplish the goal and eventually be comfortable with everybody, or do you think you're going to keep crying or keep sitting on the side?
Comfortable.
You think you're very comfortable? I think so. I think you've already become more comfortable, right?
Yeah. I know you used to be really scared of me when I was teaching. But now you come on and do my classes. Fine.
Yeah. Do you have any goals for school? Is there anything you're working on at school to make you better?
I don't know.
You don't know? Did you just sit around saying I don't know all day? No?
I don't know.
Do you have a goal for home? Is there anything like you could help mom with at home, or
Cooking or something?
ooh, cooking? Cooking's a good one. I know you're a pretty good sister because your sister always forgets a hair tie and her water, right? So you're always being helpful there. Do you say you and your sister get along pretty good, or do you fight a lot?
Kind of fight a lot.
Kind of fight
Fight
a
a
lot.
lot.
Okay, so maybe that's one thing. Do you think when you fight, do you think that makes mom and dad happy or mad?
Mad.
Probably mad. So that's one thing you could do, right? Try to be nicer to Delilah. But we'd also have to talk to Delilah too, so that she works on being nice to you. Because it's hard to be nice to kids when they're mean to you, right? Because you want to be mean back type deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Are there any times that you maybe didn't get on the mat one day? Like one day you just tried to come to class and you just couldn't do it? Yeah. What'd you do? How do you think you could fix that when you don't get on the mat without Miss Yuli? If there's ways. Do you want?
Need some
You
help.
don't know? Need some help? Could
Okay,
you
so-
just maybe sit on the mat and just watch class to start? No, you can't do that. You have to sit off the side.
Do you think maybe mom not being in the room is helpful? Because then you don't have the option to go to her. Maybe
Maybe.
sometimes, right? But you want mom to be in there to watch you, huh? Yeah, for sure. What if you missed class? Like, if you missed out on practicing, what's one way you could make up for it? Do you think you should go home and practice? No? You're just like, nah, our class is done. We're over. No, you don't think so? No. Okay. Do you think goals are important for people to set?
Yeah.
Why do you think so? What do you think goals do to help you?
What do you think would happen if you didn't make any goals? Do you think you'd get better? No?
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add about goals? Why they're important? Another goal you have?
No.
Maybe your next goal could be the next time you come on the podcast, you're going to sit in the chair and not my lap
You
and
need to
answer
do that?
questions. Do you think you could accomplish that goal today? You can't?
No,
I think
you
you
can
could.
sit.
You could go sit in the chair for like 2 seconds. Go.
Mm.
Go. Set a goal for you. Go. 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 3, 2, and yeah.
Woo!
Good job. Then people could see your face. Perfect. All right. All right. Well, thanks for coming today. Maybe we'll see your sister at some point.
Good job, Scarlett.
Look at that was easy, simple.
No.
You're done. You don't have to be here anymore.
She's like, yay.
All right. So our next guest today is Benny. And Benny, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14. How old were you when you started Taekwondo?
I was, I believe, 11.
11. Okay. And what belt are you now?
I'm a brown belt.
Brown belt. Yeah.
Yeah, getting up there.
Yep. Okay, so one reason I thought to put Benny on is that Benny is our only standing teenager that went through he was in the
littles?
kitchen. Yeah, well, he was in the Dragon program, and then COVID hit, and every single teen. Well, he had just bumped up to teens. You were there for like a few months, I think, and then COVID hit, and then every teen and adult quit. And Benny was the only one, and
Only
I
one
couldn't
staying
have
through.
I couldn't have a teen class with just Benny. So Benny was like, okay, he likes the little kids. Some of them are pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And they really liked Benny, so we put him in the 7 to 12-year-old class. And then now we have a full teen class again. But I think it's really cool that you continued on and didn't fail like the rest of your your peers. There were a few people that did come back from taking a break from COVID, but he didn't skip a beat the whole time. So
It's awesome. So let's just start with some of your goals. I know we've asked you to come up with like the 3 goals one for Taekwondo, one for home, and one for school. So wanna let us know what those are?
For Taekwondo, obviously, it's just to get my black belt.
Okay.
Maybe I don't think I can get it by the end of this year. Maybe, hopefully by next year.
But next year I think it's probably
Yeah,
more realistic.
That's pretty realistic. Yeah.
For school is to maintain straight A's. I have pretty strict parents, so I have to like be careful and make sure I do all my homework and do good on my tests. And then at home, just to keep the house clean, do all my chores.
Okay.
And yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna kind of double down on some of it because we had a 10-year-old on the show. Podcast, whatever.
Whatever it is. Same
And
thing.
then we had a 5-year-old, so their goals are going to be very different than the goals you set, and we can kind of have a little bit more of a discussion about it. Okay, so becoming a black belt. So, do you think right now that there's specific things that, like in the day-to-day that you can work on? Are there things that like instructors regularly tell you that you need to work on?
Yeah.
What
So
are
I think like some mini goals before you like start to get your black belt is to just practice and work on the belts that you have now. And like that could be like working on my form, working on the things I need to know like for that belt. And kind of what he does, like we like do the forms together, and then once you finish the form that you've like supposed to learn, then you do the workouts in the back. And I think that's a great way to like do it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. Okay, and then like in terms of school, so you say you have straight A's right now. Is there something that you could improve, or do you think you have a pretty good grasp on all of that? Like, do you think you'd be more organized? Do you think you could slow down? Do you think, I don't know.
I think I need to like study more for tests because I get like really like distracted at home, and sometimes I don't do that good on Mr. Manders.
Mr. Mander.
What subject is that?
That's physical science.
Okay.
I'm doing a bit better now, like because I study more often. But like in the beginning of the year, I wasn't doing too good on the test, and it was kind of dropping my grade down.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something I could work on.
Okay.
What about at home? Are there any chores that you just struggle with, or that you maybe just really don't like doing that you could work on getting better at? And
Honestly, I don't really like cleaning. Like,
me neither.
I do like, I don't know why, I like cleaning dishes, honestly.
Oh, you do?
God, that's my worst. I hate doing the dishes.
I'm not a big fan of dishes.
Oh my god, I would fold laundry. I will take a toothbrush to the floor before I wash dishes.
Yeah, and I haven't done it recently, but I usually fold laundry with my mom. But yeah, I also really like cooking. Like that's kind of off guard.
Oh,
but yeah, I've gotten into cooking.
That's good.
Cooking's fun.
Do you have like a specific like meal of the day you like? Do you like cooking breakfast more, dinner more, lunch more?
I usually like cooking dinner more, and like my favorite thing to cook is like this thing where you cover a chicken in talkie powder. It's super good.
It's amazing.
We're making this.
So I don't know if you watch other podcasts, but we have a favorite snack. Well, we have a favorite snack and we have a favorite meal that we go to for everything. And our favorite meal is sushi, and our favorite snack is Takis.
Oh,
We are obsessed.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
That actually
It's pretty easy to make too.
interesting.
but I don't want to get too off topic.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
no,
okay.
no, you're fine.
We're all about off topic.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We were
That's
yeah.
the whole point. Okay, so it sounds like too, like some of the goals you have, I think, like for school, you said is like you get distracted at home, so it's like a focus thing and a discipline thing, which is what you have to work on, like
Yeah.
through Taekwondo. Like knowing you have to study and then figuring out what at home distracts you
Yeah.
and like cutting it out, which I know is super hard. Like this guy
Oh yeah.
cannot do homework at home, so he comes to the studio because he knows all of us will be like, sit down,
Do
do
your
your homework, do your
And
homework, do your homework.
Recently, I've been like finding out like ways to like get less distracted,
Mhm.
and I prepared it before I came here.
There you go.
Very good.
Usually I'll put my phone or I was thinking about doing it soon. I was gonna put my phone in a different room
Mm-hmm.
and then do everything I need to do, like my homework, and then maybe cook dinner, and then after I can go on my phone. Cause I feel like the main thing with goal setting is if you have something to work towards,
Mhm.
it'll make you more want to do the goal first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
definitely.
For sure. I think that's cool that you said that too, because you realized what's stopping you from. So you set the goal, right? So you wanted like get better grades and cook more,
Mhm.
and then you figured out what's stopping you,
My
which is
phone.
the phone, right? Which
Mhm.
is normal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then eliminating what it is that is distracting you, I think is cool. So a
Right.
lot of people set goals for themselves and then like get lost, be like, oh, I can't do it because my phone.
Yeah.
And like come up with an excuse, whereas you're finding out where the flaw is and like realizing that
Yeah, you
Right.
found like the strategy that's gonna work for you. Have you tried that out yet?
I was thinking about doing it today actually.
You gonna try it out today?
Yeah.
there you go, podcast gonna motivate you.
Yeah. Boom.
Okay, so what are some goals you've set specifically in Taekwondo?
Before I get my black belt, well, my main goal is to get the black belt.
Mhm.
But before I get to that point, like my goals just for like building up to that point is just like getting all my tips on time, practicing,
Mhm.
and getting all of my belts
Okay.
like when I'm supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, mainly just like all the main places to get it.
Okay. I know that when we were on Zoom, sometimes Zoom classes are much different than in-person classes, and they can get a little boring. So, boring or not as challenging, depending on, because I know you were doing it like in your backyard, because
Mhm.
we didn't have as much room in the house.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't do as many things there. But one thing that stands out is I remember you worked on all of your Korean like as a purple belt, because
Yeah,
the physical stuff wasn't challenging. So instead, you're like, well, I'm gonna mentally challenge myself and like.
Yeah, all the pressure points.
Yeah, you got all those as a
He's-
purple belt.
As a purple belt.
Yeah, I didn't even know those were my black belt tests. To be fair, we didn't teach them.
We
but
didn't back then, but yeah, so I thought that was super cool that you kind of find goals for yourself. Now, do you find even before Taekwondo or during at any point, do you find that you can find goals yourself and motivate yourself to do them, or do you kind of talk to your parents about it? Do you talk to friends? Do you just listen to what we jabble on about in class, or?
Mainly that and my parents. Like
Okay.
my dad and mom both push me really hard to be as good as I can
Mm-hmm.
at like a lot of things, and it is strict at some points, and like sometimes I don't like it, but I know overall in the end like it's just better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
For sure.
It's good, yeah.
For sure. I got strict parents.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Are there any times that you've set a goal for yourself, or even like your parents have set one for you that you just couldn't do? You never ended up completing it.
Trying to think of one. I think it was mainly for like my school.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to get like a lot of good scores for my finals,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I couldn't do it because it was just a lot to like stress about. Like
Mhm.
I had to study for like 2 or 3 finals a day,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I got home, I studied for 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really get as much like good as grades as I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
They're still like pretty decent, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do better. So
But how do you react? Like, how did you react to that? What kind of did you just get really down on yourself, or did it motivate you in a different way, or?
yeah, it kind of motivated me in a different way because, like, after I saw the grades I got, I said like, okay, I can do better than this. What can I? And then the elimination process with the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is just to like study more before the finals.
Okay.
Yeah. So it helped you
Okay.
kind
What
of
grade
figure
are you
it
in?
out. Yeah.
I'm in 9th.
Okay, so it's even more too, because like first
Yeah,
year of
First year of high school.
new
That's,
school, that's.
But at the same time, like I don't really want to burn myself out on the first year
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because I know that I have more important years later on.
Mhm.
So that's when I really want to start like pushing myself.
yeah. No, that's
Okay.
really good.
What do you think why is it important to set goals? Like big goals, small goals?
I think it's important to set goals for your life, for you in life, because it's like it's a way to push yourself to like do what you want to do in life.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm trying to think how to word this.
It's okay.
No worries, take your time.
Like you can push yourself to be a better you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get stuff you want to get done,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you just feel more accomplished, I guess.
Okay.
What would you say to someone who has set a goal and is struggling to get to it? Like, how would you, what are some steps or some things that they could do to work towards goals that you would say to someone who maybe
I think just try to like what I did, just eliminate all of these distractions you have. Kind of reward yourself at the end. I feel like that's what I did because, for example, after I get a new belt or something, to like make myself feel rewarded for accomplishing something, like my family would usually get pizza.
Oh, nice.
It's just something. So yeah, I feel like it's just something to work towards.
so that's how you have like something to look forward to when you finish it. I like that.
Pizza's delicious.
I
Makes
love-
sense.
yeah.
It makes sense. Do you think that the way you like readjust or attack a goal is different for each goal, or do you think you kind of handle all goals the same way?
I kind of feel like I handle them all the same way, because for most goals I just practice and, well, studying and practicing is kind of the same. Like practicing for the next belt test, or studying for the next test at school, or anything like that. I feel like I kind of attack it the same way.
Okay. Do you have any like outside of school, home, or taekwondo? Oh my goodness, taekwondo goals
Yeah.
that
any
you
out
have?
of those
Like,
goals?
do you have any fun goals that you're kind of like, I don't know, video games or anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to cook better,
Okay.
and mainly I've been just using the stove. And what we do is every Friday, from now on, every Friday, so my friends are gonna come over and we'll cook something together, like the.
Ooh.
That's a
So
good
this
idea.
Friday
I
we were
like
thinking
that.
about making wings with like hot Cheetos instead of Takis.
Huh.
So-
Interesting.
Hot
Interesting
Cheeto
one.
wings.
Well, Mr. Campbell works on Fridays, so if you ever want to bring him over for a taste test,
Yeah.
he's around. That's pretty cool. I think what's cool too, especially when you bring friends into it, because we're super about bringing each other, and we have like a group of Mr. Duffy and like some of the other black belts we brought in, is you can make it like challenging for yourselves too, and the next thing you know, your friends are gonna have some similar goals to you. Have you ever watched the show called Chopped?
Yeah, I did.
That's
Good show.
show is so fun. I kind of want to do like a party of that and just buy like a bunch of random things
And just
see
throw it on a table, see
and
what
see
people
what
make.
everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's similar to what me and my friends did. Like, one of my friends helped me cook it, and then we ate it, and then we wanted more. So the other two friends of mine, they did it, and we tried to see who was better, but they both tasted the same. honestly. But we use different methods, like.
I've seen
Yeah, different
too
ways
where
of
people
cooking.
like, let's say like your next birthday party, like let's say you invite 5 people, right? So there's 6 of you, and 2 people have to do like an appetizer, and 2 people have to do the main course, and then 2
Oh.
people have to do dessert.
That's pretty good.
And like
idea.
it's super like funny, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh god, what did you add? Like sometimes it'll be really good. And
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes
it'll
you're
be what the heck is that?
Way too much garlic.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the first thing I thought of. But
There's never too much garlic or butter
I love garlic.
or bacon.
I love bacon.
Yeah, so good. Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that you had written down, kind of brainstorm you want to share with us about goals or?
About what you mentioned with friends, I think that's another good way to like keep you strive to like achieve your goal. Because with friends, I feel like it's just easier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because like for example in school in Mr. Manders, like I would not do as good if like I didn't have a friend in that class, which I do.
That's good.
Because like when you're done studying and like you're done doing a test, like you kind of can just talk to a friend to like calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think it's good to have friends in like most of these things.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Do you have any other closing remarks or?
That's okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right,
Is
thank you
that
very
any-
much.
All right. So the kiddos.
Kids, yes.
The kids
My
have
notes
been.
right here.
That's fine. So the kids are really funny. So let's start off with Sydney.
Yeah, the first kid we had, Sydney.
Sydney.
Um,
Talk about personality.
Oh, definitely. she
She-
was giggling like crazy.
We have a little snippet we're gonna add at the end of this too. Of
Yeah.
How the giggles
Literally,
continued.
After the episode, she was like on the ground just giggling. So we'll put that at the end. It's pretty funny.
So I think some cool things about Sydney is that so she started Taekwondo because of actually when I worked at Grant, which is not the job that you have. So it's funny that we share that. And so she was talking about how she wanted to do something else, and she was saying too that like the gymnastics coach like they don't really set goals, they don't really like help you through
Yeah.
it, they don't really like talk about it, which I think. I mean, I feel like not a lot of sports do. There's definitely some sports where they teach you certain things like teamwork and all of that, but it depends on the coach, I guess, of who's
Mhm.
going to sit and like make a difference and like
Yeah.
talk about it. But I really like that she doesn't give up on things, and she just
Yeah.
either redirects herself or just keeps going. Like, she just doesn't have a reason.
Yeah, like that's what I have. Like one of the things I wrote down is like I really like that she never like the one goal when I asked, because I asked all of them like time that they had failed a goal or something like that. And the one thing she said is she didn't like she wanted to be a really great gymnast, and she didn't necessarily meet that goal. Like but she didn't just fail or stop. She found something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like she never quit her goal. She found like this goal's just not working for me anymore, and that happens sometimes. You set a goal and you're like, you know what? I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And rather just like getting down and being like, or just like cutting it off, she was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. What do I want to do? Like she found a new goal, and
rather
like
than just
rather than just cutting it out. Because if you do that, eventually you're gonna have no goals and no ambitions. And so it's like she just found a new thing to piggyback on.
I think one thing that stands out, well, I just know that stands out with her too, is that she, her parents are super big advocates of like whatever she wants to do. So I think it's really cool that they give her that choice. But even if they give her the choice, it's like, okay, if you pick something, like you got to stick with it. She didn't even bring it up, but she picked up during like this pandemic, she picked up skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, and so that's been cool. Like, she's like, she would text me and be like, all right, I'm hurt, you know, like can't go. But then on a day that she was cleared by either her parents or her doctor to come, she'd be here, and she'd be like kicking butt and like pushing really, really hard. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
And
next we had Scarlett,
our little buddy Scarlett.
Oh, I love
so
Scarlett.
She has definitely come a long way. For her to even agree to be on the podcast was actually like a huge thing for her, because she does not do really good with like change. She doesn't really do good with like the unknown.
I mean, it took her a while even to just like talk to me in general.
Yeah,
or
she
even like acknowledge me, and now like I sit in the office and mess with her all the time.
Like, kind of like peeking. But I think what's cool too is that she, I mean, she came out and she talked, and you know, she kind of warmed up a little bit, but she definitely is willing to set goals at such a young age and like work towards them, even if
she understands it.
Yeah, even if she's not like gung-ho about it, like in the moment, she's still like, okay, if there's the proper support and the proper things, like maybe I can achieve these goals, and like, you know, put out there, even like at the end to go sit at the table, like like
just that
pushing
small
her,
goal,
pushing her. She definitely takes positive support really, really well. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And like it was just cool, like she was nervous and scared and didn't want to do it, but like she still did it, like because she wanted to, but she was just scared and nervous, but like even though she was nervous, she still just got out here and did it. And
I wish she would like talk a little bit more next. We'll try to get her when she's a little older, but her voice is so stinking cute. I love it. So I had talked to her mom the night before, like trying to give her a little heads up. You know, she's 5, like she doesn't know, and because she can't type, she sent me a little voice memo. It was so stinking cute, because his favorite question is, you know, what are some strategies you have about, you know, whatever the topic is. And so she responded to my text and was like, she goes to the phone and she's like, what else strategies? It was so stinking cute. I just like,
If there's a way you can like save that or somehow.
I know, I gotta
if there's a way we can get it in there, it'll be in there.
She's so funny. So I thought like, and like the different personalities, and yet they're in different points. Like she's 5, and Sydney's 10, and like they're still. Benny's 14.
14, yeah. So we had all different ages.
Yeah, so I mean they're almost like a third of each other's lives.
Yeah.
And they all had like a similarity with Benny about setting small goals, and like there is a big goal, but they were all consistent of like how you have to set a small goal for us, and like small. Now I'm talking like Scarlett. A small goal first, which I think is cool that they already understand. You can't jump to the big stuff.
Yeah, you can't just be a black belt. Like you have to work towards it. Yeah.
Which just gets us to Benny.
Yeah. Benny was really cool because Benny was like, obviously he was the oldest one that we had, and I thought it was really cool that like he had goals of like cooking and stuff like that, because that's not something you see in a 14-year-old boy. Yeah, normally it's like, I want to do cool things, you go like skating or go do like this stuff or do that, and it's like he wanted to cook, and I thought that was awesome because I want to cook creative. Too. I don't cook. I watch a lot of cooking shows and I know how to cook. So like when I do cook for myself, like I know like how to do it and stuff like that. I just don't. But I want to get into it more.
I'm like a horrible wife. I mean, I do, but We actually were pretty 50-50 on the cooking. But, cooking can be, like, really hard. So the fact that he was, like... And he said, too, like, he made some and he gets his friends, like, involved with it, too. Like, that was super fun. That was something,
like, I had, like, he... Like, would bring his friends in and bring them around. Kind of like what we did with motivation, like, how we stay motivated. Like, he did the same thing. He talked about making competitions with his friends, too. Like, we're going to give you the same stuff. We'll see who makes theirs better.
Yeah.
Like, which was really cool.
I'm not bored, I promise. I'm just so tired.
Late night shoots.
So yeah, I think all the kids brought some really cool stuff to the table to kind of like talk about and bring up, and I just think it's cool that we're kind of setting that good example that like you need to set big goals, but you also need to set small goals and then achieve them, or if you don't achieve them, like reflect or redirect and kind of figure out why you're not achieving them or how to achieve them. And like, Benny realized for himself that he needed to put his phone away. Like, that's going to help him achieve his goal. Whereas Scarlett, we are the reason she's, like, achieving goals. Like,
she leaned on other people,
She leans on other people, and then there's Sydney who just, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen.
Which, like, with, like, the Scarlett, like, leaning on other people, too. I do that, too. I mean, I write my goals, and I was like, all right, I'm going to tell you what my goals are. I'm writing them down. Like, now you can hold me accountable, too, because I can let myself down, but I don't want to let other people down.
No, for sure. So it's a good one. We're definitely excited to share our last one with you. So we're going to go in with more. Of course, we're going to give you the answers to our 2 truths and a lie, which was other jobs we've had. So working at a daycare, a dog walker, and a PE teacher. These are not the only jobs we've had. We've had other jobs. I accidentally wrote a job that I thought neither one of us had, and then I realized that
I had to cross it out
because I realized she had it. So I have been a PE teacher here in town.
And I worked at a daycare in Reno.
Yeah, and then I wrote, so neither one of us is a dog walker. No. Or was a dog walker.
I think that one might have been an easier one to guess, too.
I can barely walk my own dog sometimes.
I don't walk my dog.
I can barely walk him sometimes, let alone do all that. But I had wrote swim instructor / lifeguard, forgetting that Alex is a jack of all trades over here, and he worked at the Coast Guard base.
Yes, I was a lifeguard and swim instructor there for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, something like that. Which I forget because that schedule like messes with our schedule sometimes, so I like don't know how I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Some other things we have done. We both worked at Grant, so we are a one-on-one aide with I was. You are.
I am. Yeah.
With the same students, so we help. They actually happen to be Taekwondo students as well. So we try to keep some consistency and see them here and help them out, and they've really done really, really good, and they've both have come a long way.
One of them, not only do I see at Grant and at Taekwondo, I do private lessons with him at Taekwondo too.
So it's been super crazy. Yeah. Other jobs. What other jobs? Oh, I've done all kinds of everything. I've babysat. I've tutored. I've house sat. I've pet sat. I
think I might be at the other day. Oh no, I worked. I was a caregiver as well.
Oh at the senior living.
At the senior living facility. Yeah.
I worked at a coffee shop for a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I used to. Well, my parents own their own business, so I've done like sales for them.
You own your own business too.
I own my own. Oh, that's right. I own my own business.
I was like, you have parties by Yuli.
Yeah, I have parties by Yuli, so it's like paint parties, slime parties, like all kinds of stuff. Oh, I totally forgot about that.
I was like,
I haven't done a paint party in a long time, but I have one in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely been interesting, and I think ultimately I don't think I would have had all those opportunities if it wasn't for the things I've learned here and like the way that I've just learned to like deal with people. Working here, you learn a lot of things. Carpentry, how to like hang things on the walls.
Yeah.
We how to clean properly because cleanliness is super important. Wiring.
I
learned how to wire speakers the other day. We've painted walls. We've laid mats down, and we've had to do like geometry on the floor and like cut out random mats, and
you do it all here.
Yeah, and you learn like flexibility and covering people and the importance of just that good coworker mentality.
Also dealing with parents and questions and stuff, because you get a spectrum of parents and kids. You get kids that are really into it, kids that aren't, parents that are asking a lot of questions, parents that just drop their kid off and go have fun for an hour.
Yeah,
you never know.
Good customer service. We do emails and phone calls and paperwork and organizing and event planning.
Do it all.
We do it all. So it's actually been super helpful. And then obviously with working with kids, which most of our jobs have been working with kids that are with that. But I think it's important too that we've set a lot of goals for ourselves in order to be like better martial artists, better people, and then on top of that, it's helped out proving to parents that they trust us like in multiple aspects with their kids, not just in the Taekwondo world. So yeah. All right, we're gonna.
Anything else to add?
No, we got a whole new episode about digging deep.
One more episode. Get into it.
But always remember, live your best life.